Again, everyone, this is Art Moorhead, Art Faux Design, Naples, Florida. I'm going to show you an easy technique on how to do a faux on a wall here. This is a pretty simple process. This is a textured wall. As you've seen earlier, I already did the one layer on there, and I'm trying to, kind of make it look like an old world kind of look here. And you can see that the columns here, you've probably already seen my video on that. If not, then that's a simple fantasy marble that you can also, it's on one of my videos you can purchase. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the second layer on this wall. And it's really a basic technique, pretty simple, anyone can do this. The important thing is just to pay attention to your values and your color. As you can see that we got an archway, and what some will do is they'll start on the upper left corner, but in this case you don't want to do that because you want to keep your edge wet. And if you start in the upper left corner and you work this way and this way, well then the next thing you know, you got a line here and a line there that you're trying to keep up with. The trick here is, it's down here at the bottom below these columns, there's a little post that these columns set on. You probably can't see it, but you start at the bottom and you come up and you work all the way across. So that way you're only chasing one edge. And this is kind of two techniques in one. I'm going to apply the color, which is straight paint. There's no glaze in this, and it dries very quick. So you got to be fast at it. But once I get my paint on, then I'm going to come back and go over it, and I'm going to have basically kind of like two different applications going at the same time. It's going to be a positive and a negative. And it works really well. It's really quick. As you've seen on the first part of this, it didn't take long for me to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out here, and I have to start at the bottom. And I know you all can't see this, but I'll bring it up to where you can. What you use is you use a damp rag. And the amount of water that you have in your rag is real important. You don't want it wringing wet, but you want it damp enough to where you can move the paint. And it's a broken color technique that I've learned through a couple of different artists. A couple of artists do it different ways. I kind of do it my own way, and that's what's important. All these videos are for is to give you an idea, and then you go with it and you practice, and then you'll come up with your own way of doing things. I mean, because nobody does everything the same way twice. Everybody's a little different. And what works for me may not work for you, but you may find a variation of it that will make it work for you. I mean, you can add glaze to this, but it takes longer to dry. And for me, if I put a paint glaze in this, I end up with dry line because it stays sticky. Where this here, it dries really quick. And by the time I come up and around, it'll be dry enough. I can come back and do another layer, right back over top. I don't have to wait overnight. It's a quick finish. Bread and butter finish. It can keep you working. It can keep, the clients coming to you, because you can sell this finish for, fairly, not cheap, but, cost effective. And, the way the economy is, that And if you take and you put that much paint in your bucket and you dip your brush in there, you got that much paint on your brush. That's a lot of paint to try and work with. You just want to get the tips of it, you know, so that way you're not putting too much on. This is a real dark value against a light value, and you don't want to put it where you stop. You put it up here, so that way you can push it both ways. You know, now this is a textured wall, and this is one of the biggest problems down here in, you know, down here in Florida. Everything's textured, but you can see how it grabs that dark. You turn your rag over to the fresh side, and you pull some of that out. See how I got that kind of negative going with it? Well, you can use that as your advantage, you know. And the object is to keep that, you know, keep turning that rag, keep that tool clean. You know, because once you get the buildup on there and you try to move that paint, all it's going to do is just smear it around. See how easy that is? You know, and the beauty of this finish is I can stop right here in the middle of the wall. I can go take a break, you know, take care of some business, you know, whatever, and I can even come back tomorrow. And I can start off where I left off and not have a dry line. Because what you're doing basically, you're creating negative space. You know, and once you create that negative space within it, then you don't have to worry about dry lines. Now you can see the little dark spots in there. And composition is important. You know, so you know you kind of want to make sure that those areas are, you know, kind of flowing kind of even for you. But if you go into it too late or too early, you can pull the color back off of the face of the texture, which in this case is a good thing because I'm actually creating two different values at the same time. You know, so I apply a little bit. I'm just hitting. I'm not putting a lot on. You know, and I'm breaking it up with a rag. I'm kind of see how these kind of looks like a dark spot. We coated the clean side of the rag. You can pull that out and then come back over the face of your texture and pull some of that off the face of your texture, and that'll even it out. You know, but you don't want to rub too hard to where, you know, it ends up, you know, looking, you know, like a mess. But there's absolutely no blade involved in this technique. I can take a quart of paint and I can do this whole room with just a quart of paint. You know, so the material expense is not real bad on this. And it does go pretty quick. You know, with this texture, you get a real nice stone look without having to go to your, you know, your heavy textures and whatnot. But see how much paint I had on there? That was a lot of paint. So now I gotta fight it. I just go to the clean side of the rag and kind of push it around a little bit. And when I get close to my molding there, I kind of rub it into the molding, into that edge, rather than hit it real hard up here with color. I push the color up into it, wipe it in front of the molding a couple times, and then that puts color where you want it. And you can move on. But you can see a little light there, so I'm going to put a little bit more. I need a little more here. And this is not a hard finish to touch up. I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's real durable, it's washable, because it is paint. And when it comes to repairs, if you understand value, you can repair it. If you don't understand value, then you're having to redo the whole wall, you know, which is, customers don't want to hear. You know, you're supposed to be able to fix what you do. And if you can't, then homeowners are not going to be real happy with you. You know, because they don't want to have to spend a ton of money to redo a whole wall. And you're supposed to be able to, you know, you're supposed to be an artist. You're supposed to know, you know, what to do and how to fix things like that. People put a lot of trust in us, you know, and we have to, you know, we have to accommodate them. We have, you know, I mean, you know, here in the past, I have had a lot of clients that I do a lot of full repairs, you know, and there hasn't been anything I haven't been able to fix. And some of the stuff I've seen is just unbelievable. And, you know, then, you know, they move a light switch or something like that, and either they can't get a hold of the same artist, or they get somebody who doesn't understand color, and they try to fix it, and all they end up doing is making it worse. You know, and that's because they don't understand value, you know. And I always suggest to everybody, you know, I'm going to start teaching here real soon, probably by the fall of '09, and then I'm going to be scheduling classes for the for 2010. And this is going to be one of the techniques that I'm going to be showing. And it's not one of my favorites. I mean, I prefer to use a glaze, but you know, some people just don't want to pay that expense. So you have to explain to them, you have to show them, you know, the difference, you know, between an opaque paint faux and a glaze faux. Now, this same technique will work with glaze just as well. It works really well with glaze. And then for a textured wall, you know, it's beautiful. been doing this technique for a long time. And of course, I'm lucky and fortunate enough that I've got a couple of guys that have been with me for quite a few years. And when the three of us work together, nobody can tell where one starts and one stops. And that's even with our Venetian plaster, with our pretty much anything we do. And see how I come back and I pull some of that color off the face of that texture? Yeah, and blended right in. So you got to catch it at the right time. You can't let it dry and then expect it to come back and redo it. Now this side here is a little dark, so what that is, this is what I mean about understanding color value. This looks a little dark, this looks a little light, okay? It is, and that's because of the texture. The texture is uneven there. So once I get this done, I can come back and I can add just a little bit more color in this area to pull that lighter value, push that lighter value back. That's what you're seeing. And I can use the same rag. Once I dry it, I can go right back over it and it'll blend right in. Real simple. I normally don't work with two colors that are this far apart in value because it can get away from you. It can really look busy if you're not careful. Myself, I prefer subtle finishes. I don't really like the screaming finishes that a lot are out there. Yeah, I've seen some pretty hideous stuff out there. You can, I want to add a little bit more in there. And the composition's off a little bit, but I can add a little bit more there. You just got to time it just right. If I try to go back into it too soon and with too clean of a rag, if you use a rag that's fresh out of the bucket and you hit that paint, it's going to pull a really light value. It's going to pull a lot off. So I try to take a section of a wall and I use pretty much the same rag, but I use a large rag, so that way I've always got a clean spot. See how dark that value is there? It really needs to be spread out a little bit more, but we're fine. See, I can take and I can blend that right back into it. Pretty neat finish. I originally learned this finish from Gary Lord, Prismatic Painting Studio up in Ohio, when I met him through Donna Phelps of Sarasota School of Decorative Arts and Architectural Finishing. And it took me a long time to do this out. Gary had to show me quite a few times how to do it. And it does take practice, but I've developed my own technique with it, what works for me. I'll take a check now, Gary. But this technique's been around for years. This isn't nothing new. Faux finishing has been around for so many years. And there's a lot of people out there that try to lay claim your own style, technique. I mean, and this kind of work's been around for years and years, and everybody's got their own preference of how they do things. And what you could do on this, after it's done, you could actually trompe Roy some V-grooves in this to make this look like stone. And that's not a long process either, provided that you know about, how to do it, and, stick with the, the rules of the 8-inch block or whatever. I mean, you want to stay with those kind of parameters. If you start, reaching out past that, then it doesn't look right. So. It's not bad. I just gotta have that consistency going there. That's the important part. And that's the trick. You use very little paint. I mean, you don't, if you, if I was to put a big glob of paint on there, then I gotta take that one spot and I gotta move it that far. Man, I mean, that's a lot of work. I'm not really saturating the texture, I'm kind of dry brushing it a little bit. Yeah, I got a clean side here. A little dark up here, so I'm going to take a little bit of that off. My brush is really dry, so I'm just kind of adding, kind of just tapping it here and there. And this is a 2-layer color finish. The best way I found to do this to really make it look nice is to do one color and then do the second color and then come back with the first color and then do the second color again. And that way you got it, it's a little bit more subtler than what this is. Easy, easy, easy. Now if you don't like the busyness of this finish, it's because the two colors that are here, you got a real light value against a real dark value. And when you do that, you're going to see a lot of contrast between the two, and it makes it hard, the closer you are to color value, the easier and the better this finish will look. If you try to get too dark too quick, then you're gonna run into problems. So it's always best to pick another color that's between the two and do that one first, so the transition isn't as intense. Now I'm using a satin base. You always have to use a satin base with this finish. Don't ever try to do this over a flat. And my rag's getting pretty dry, so I'm having a little trouble here. I'm fighting it a little bit. So that's when it's time to clean that rag. That's the key thing. You got to keep that tool clean, because otherwise it'll start looking muddy on you, which is the case here. It's not quite there, but it's getting close. When you clean your rag, clean rag, it's going to take a lot more color off than if it was built up with, you know, with a little bit of paint on there. So you'll spend, you know, you'll put paint on a little bit heavier when you start out. You know, not much, but a little bit heavier, so that way it doesn't, you know, get out of control on you. That looks good. You know, and once it dries, you'll be able to, once it dries, you can touch it up. Pretty simply. I mean, it's you know, you just go through and you just, you know, just lightly touch certain areas and then take your damp rag and just kind of break it up. But you just don't want to put a lot on there. If you put a lot on there, you know, then you're going to end up with a dark spot in the middle of it. So you just want to kind of dry brush a little bit and just play with it a little bit. Don't, you know, apply it like you did the first time. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to pull this tape because this is done. Okay, it's dry. There's no, you know. What I need to do is I need to pull my tape from the other side. There you have it. See how a lot of people, when they do this, when they try to do this technique, they always end up with a halo at the top edge. And that's because they're not pushing the color up to the tape and wiping it across. And don't take your brush and mop it against the tape, because then you end up with a dark line. You know, what you want to do is take your color about this far down, and when you hit it with your rag, you kind of push up and rub it across, and that'll push color up in there. You know, and then just go back over it to make sure you don't leave that streak up